My name's Stephen Mark Ryan. I run a grift called Solving the Money Problem, where I tell people Tesla's gonna be a $30 trillion market cap in 2 seconds. There's this guy named Chanos, and he's short Tesla, and you can't short Tesla. You can't do that, because that's how my whole grift depends on Tesla.
Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. We got to react to Solving the Money Problem's newest video because these Tesla shills are getting desperate, okay? The amount of clownery and buffoonery these people engage in to justify you watching their channels and, of course, putting all your money in Tesla stock because they benefit no matter what. It's getting ridiculous. So here's Stephen getting mad because a billionaire is shorting Tesla stock because that's such a bad thing. If you think a stock's overvalued, I guess you're not allowed to bet against it. That's against the rules when your grift depends on it. Let's watch.
Yes,
Tesla.
yes. You're still short, correct?
We are short. Yep.
But you trade around that position.
We do.
correct?
It's been bigger and smaller, but we are still short.
You know, you've been covering Tesla for a very, very long time. And there's two ways to think about the valuation of the company. One is as a car company, and one is as a car company plus, or something else entirely. And I'm curious where you land these days.
In this video, which just for the record is actually being recorded in 2023, the debate rages on. Apparently,
This guy is so arrogant and full of himself. I hate this guy so much. He thinks there's no debate about whether Tesla is a car company or not. We'll watch a little bit more in a second. But when you look at the freaking revenues of Tesla, consistently, over and over again, Tesla's car revenues as a percentage of total revenues have stayed in the high 80s, sometimes even the 90s from what I remember, every single quarter. And yet this clown, this dork, this scammer, thinks that it's a settled question that Tesla is not just a car company, when more than 80%, 85% of their revenues every single quarter come from car companies. What's wrong with you people? Are you stupid? You believe this clown when I just quoted you a freaking number? Go look for yourself, okay? I know the math might be a little hard. Go look at Tesla's earning freaking statements. Every single statement has automotive revenues in excess of 85% of total revenues. But it's not a car company.
many so-called experts have still yet to determine whether or not Tesla is just a car company or perhaps a little more. Of course, it's not their fault. There's no data points we could look to or reference to determine whether or not Tesla looks like a typical car company, like operating margins, none of that sort of stuff. So the debate's definitely still raging on and we don't know the answer yet. But hopefully, after watching this video, hearing from long-term Tesla short seller Jim Chanos and long-term card-carrying member of the fake news Tim Higgins, who's been covering Tesla for quite a while, hopefully, after hearing these expert opinions, we might finally be able to determine whether or not Tesla is in fact just a car company or maybe just a little bit more.
Now we have a billionaire short seller who shorted Enron and made a fortune off of it. You know, with the absolute fraud, Enron. Apparently he's such a moron and he doesn't understand basic data points that Solving the Money Problem, Stephen Mark Ryan, has to correct him on YouTube. Who do you think has more information? The billionaire short seller or the freaking clown Stephen Mark Ryan? Oh, I don't know. What a freaking joke. But now Stephen's going to talk about operating margins, because apparently operating margins tell you whether a company's a car company or not, when in reality it just indicates what part of the auto industry you're appealing to, you operate in. But we'll see.
Before we begin, I'd just like to direct your attention to some numbers on screen now from Tesla's most recent earnings report. We're looking, of course, at Tesla's operating margin, which for the full...
Where's the revenues? What percentage of Tesla's revenues come from car sales? When I checked, it was like 87%, but you don't show that.
Year in 2022 stood at 16.8%, and in Q4 2022 at 16%. Now, in isolation, this doesn't tell us a whole lot, but what if we were to look at the operating margin of some other car companies, some other just-a-car companies, some other automotive manufacturers, to determine whether or not Tesla is approaching their astonishingly high operating margins, given, of course, that the companies we'll compare Tesla to are currently selling many more vehicles per year than Tesla, meaning they should, in theory, be benefiting from better operating margins because they've reached higher scale, hence the whole economies of scale thing. So, Toyota...
He's so stupid. This should be illegal. How criminally stupid this guy is. You should not be allowed to be this freaking stupid. But then again, obviously, the average person listens to this clown instead of applying a little bit of common sense and doing their own research. So basically, he's saying because the operating margins of Tesla are higher than the average car company, obviously there must be something else going on with Tesla. Listen up, clowns. The average car company has mass market appeal. The average car company sells to normal people. Look at Toyota. Everybody can basically afford a Toyota unless you're actually really poor, okay? Or you don't live in a Western country. But with a Toyota, you can get a Corolla, not that expensive of a car, a Camry. There's a bunch of options with Toyota that aren't available with Tesla because Tesla's cars are luxury cars. So, of course, the lower the quality of the car or the cheaper the car, the lower the margins because these other auto manufacturers are competing in a much more competitive landscape where they have to appeal to the average person. Teslas are bought by rich douchebags in California that like to sniff their own farts. Go watch the Prius South Park episode if you want to know what I'm talking about. But let's keep watching, and then I'm going to blow this stupid argument out of the water.
Toyota, currently the world's largest automotive manufacturer by volume, they sell more vehicles per year than any other car company on earth, currently has an operating margin of 7.54%. Now, I'm not very good at math, but I believe that you could double Toyota's current operating margin and you'd still be short of Tesla's operating margin in 2022 and even in Q4 2022, because 7.54 times 2 is less than 16 and less than 16.8. So,
Wow, good job. Can I sign up for your Patreon now?
at approximately 1/5, maybe 1/6 of the current scale of Toyota, in terms of units sold per year, automotive units, because of course we're just comparing car company to car company, right? At a fraction of Toyota's scale, Tesla's already making twice the operating margin. Is this an indication that Tesla may not be just a car company, or is this an indication that Toyota are just absolutely fucking incompetent and don't know how to make money? You guys tell me.
Why do I even do this? I mean, okay, I get my little ad revenue, but it's like the frustration that I hear listening to this moron is out of this world. What is he saying? Tesla's margins are going to go up as they sell cheaper cars and enter a more competitive landscape? What a freaking clown. Tesla's margins are going to go down. And oh, by the way, Tesla clowns, do you know what Tesla just did? I know this is, no matter what happens, everything's bullish for Tesla because the stock went up a lot, right? Because that's why you buy stocks, because they go up a lot. Tesla cut prices. What do you think's going to happen to their freaking margins, you clown? That means their margins are going to go up. God, I hate you people.
Tell me in the comments below what you think. Now, we're going to zip through a few others, and then we're going to actually look at a little bit more detail about operating margins over time, because this actually really, really matters. How about the world's second largest automotive manufacturer by unit volumes? That would be Volkswagen, 6.19%. Now, again, I'm not very good at math, but I think you could double this, more than double this, not quite triple this, and you'd be about where Tesla was with operating margins. Once again, reminding everybody that Tesla's currently a fraction of the scale of Volkswagen. How about Government Motors? You did it, Mary. 6.83. Once again.
Okay, this is ridiculous. But I know you don't believe me because he's got more subscribers. Yeah, Tesla's a fraction of the scale because they appeal to a specific segment of the market, the luxury car market. Let's go look at the top automakers by operating margin. Oh, what's this? Ferrari, 23% operating margin? BMW? Oh, what do these have in common? Higher end? Luxury? Perhaps? BMW, 17%. Tesla,
It's a level for my boo-boo.
And this is before price cuts, by the way. 16.83. Oh, it's almost like these companies are in the same market. Tofas Turk Automobile Fabrikasi. I've never heard of that. 15.9%. And Mercedes-Benz, 13%. These are all higher end cars.
Do you see that this indicates that maybe Tesla is a car company, but they just operate in a different segment of the auto market? No, that can't possibly be it. No.
I'm sick of you freaking clowns. That's it. I'm done, okay? If you still listen to this moron who thinks he is imbued, he thinks he's such a genius, that he knows something that everybody else doesn't know, when in reality, he's just a clueless moron, scammer, grifter. If you still listen to him, that's your freaking loss, okay? I'm laughing at this guy. And when Tesla collapses, please, God, let this end. Let this clownery end. When it collapses, oh my God, it's going to be glorious. But he's just going to find another way.
Oh, it was the hedgies. It was the hedge fund. That was
What a freaking clown. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.